in advanced magical theory and application. Of course, you know, just like the mortals, our witch school has had to move to online classes for this semester. Despite the inconvenience, I believe that you can still have a very enriching educational experience. You are, after all, now part of the Beatrix Academia de Advanced Magical Witch Students. That is the actual name of the college. By now, delivered to your doorstep by automatic broom, you should have your very own classroom kit. This kit has everything you need to begin your educational journey. Here are all the supplies that are provided to you in your educational kit. For this lesson, we expect you to follow along with the spell written out in your very own Book of Spells 5th edition. We're going to go over some of the ingredients that you are going to use to create your very own spell. Aren't you excited? Of course you are. First, and most importantly, we have the waters from the seas of Neptune. Next, we have mermaid tears. Now, I'm going to tell you, students, when you buy your own mermaid tears, you have to be very careful because they absolutely must be harvested during a full moon. And if you go to some of those cheaper ingredients shops, they will try to sell you mermaid tears that are harvested under a gibbous moon. They will say it works just as well, but it does not. When you find that your spells are turning out all wrong, look to the mermaid tears. I guarantee you it's mermaid tears half the time. In the teeny tiny little vial, we have hot fire. Now, of course, you, because you have tested into the advanced class, know hot fire is just the short name for distilled dragon's breath. This is very potent, so make sure you never put more of it in your spell than you absolutely need. In this sweet little satchel, you will see that we have magic dust. There's hardly the spell that doesn't require at least a little bit of magic dust. So you will be getting a lot of these as you go throughout the course. Of course, we also have our miniature cauldrons, which we'll be using since we're making very small samples of spells because you are new and we do not want you exploding anything. You will have a miniature cauldron. Of course, you likely already know most spells require some kind of seal in order to bind the magic. In this case, we will be using an Eye of Freya seal, which has also been provided to you in your kit. Make sure you have it out and handy before you start the spell. If you do not bind the spell in time, it will not work. All right, now we are quite ready to begin our spell. Today, you will be learning how to make Freya's Potion of Divine Wishing. Now, this spell might seem a little bit familiar to you, and that's because this is very similar to the spell of Lesser Wishing, which is so common that mortals have incorporated it into their birthday celebrations. Now, of course, what you will be doing will be quite a bit more advanced than what the 8-year-old does when she blows out the candles on her birthday cake, and so you're going to be making much bigger wishes. First thing, we must shake the waters from the seas of Neptune to really wake up those mortal souls that have been trapped inside. Sometimes they get quite sleepy and will settle to the bottom of your jar before you start working on any spells. Now, of course, you don't have to shake it up, but it's so much more satisfying to see them swirling around just before you eternally bind their souls into your potion. Just look at the little there. Sometimes I think I can still see their little screaming faces. So cute. Remember, class, you have exactly enough ingredients to make 2 potions. We want to make sure that you learn the skill very well. This means that you're only going to be pouring out half of your bottle of the waters from the seas of Neptune. Right into the cauldron. Remember to waft your potion. You never want to smell it directly. Some of these will knock you right out. Step number 2. Carefully, using a spoon, you're going to layer your hot fire on top of the waters from the seas of Neptune. Just pour it right over top the spoon. And it should go on top of the waters without mixing in. Step number 3, arguably the most important step in the entire spell. You must focus your mind's eye on the wish that you are casting into the ether. This must be a deeply important wish. This must be a world-changing wish. This is not a wish for the spell of lesser wishing. This is not wishing for a pony. This is wishing for world change. This is wishing to see the witch's vision brought to life here in the mortal realm. This is a wish that will not dishonor Freya, the witch who created the spell that we are casting today. Do not insult her with a menial wish. Do her honor by wishing for something grand. Now that you're done with that, we're going to move on. Using one of the flammable wands that were provided to you in your kit, we're going to set the spell on fire. Now, even though witches are immortal, it's still a good idea to be careful when using fire, because of course, our houses generally are still flammable. While casting spells, we often unintentionally draw negative auras to ourselves. This is exactly why we must use some of the magic dust to cast out these negative thoughts, feelings, beliefs out. Away. Be gone. Next, we must speak the incantation. From forest and field, I call the spirits strange. Neither sword nor shield will halt the winds of change. Pour half the bottle of mermaid tears into the potion. You will know the potion is working if it begins to change colors. Of course, a wishing potion is all about change, which is exactly why the colors need to change in order for the wish to come true. This is merely the physical embodiment of the change that you have wished for, manifesting itself in the mortal plane. Now it is time to bind the spirits to the potion. You will do this by placing your pendant over top of your miniature classroom cauldron and extinguishing the flames. Now the spirits, the magic, and the blessing from Freya have all been joined together. If your potion is a lovely deep purple just like mine, then you will get an A in the class. Now, of course, you know this is an advanced witch school, which means there are only 2 grades, A and expulsion. But I have every faith in you. Traditionally, of course, this is where we would add the still beating heart of one of our sacrifices, human preferably, but because that's so messy, we're not going to do that because this is your first time casting the spell. Instead, this is actually much more drinkable if you just add a few pieces of ice. The modern witch may find the potion even more palatable if you just add a splash of Topo Chico, which we have provided for you in your kit. Bubble, bubble, boiling trouble. And for your very last tip, remember that witches always drink their spells with their pinky out.